in the practical application of those principles in their spiritual, intellectual, and physical needs. The mission. The mission of the society is to carry on the work inaugurated by Sri Ramakrishna of fraternizing the various creeds of the world, knowing them to be only phases of one eternal universal religion. Method of work. The method of work is by starting centers in different places to train spiritual, secular educators, and by encouraging arts, industries, and by popularizing the study of Vedanta and other systems of the spiritual thought as interpreted by the life of Sri Ramakrishna. The work in India. The work in India is by starting centers in the capitals of the empire to train sannyasins, that is ascetics, and grihasthas, householders, as educators of the people, and to enable these teachers to reach the people by making them visit different parts of the country. Foreign work. To send missionaries to various foreign countries to bring the centers already existing in countries outside of India in sympathy and cooperation with those existing in India and to start other centers. The rules of the association. The following rules were unanimously adopted for the guidance of the Calcutta Center of the Mission. Number 1, anyone who believes in the mission of Sri Ramakrishna, who is ready to cooperate for the spread of that mission, and who endeavors to lead a moral life, would be eligible to the membership of the society, the other members not objecting. Number 2, the members should pay a subscription not less than 8 annas per month unless anyone is specially incapable. Number 3, the president of every branch shall have the power of vetoing any proceedings of that branch. Number 4, the executive committee shall have the power of calling meetings through the secretaries and collecting funds through the treasurer. Number 5, a meeting should be held every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. at the premises of number 13, Bospara Lane, Bagbazar. Swami Vivekananda has been elected the General President of the Ramakrishna Mission. Swami Brahmananda has been elected the President of the Calcutta Center of the Mission. Thank you all.
Our pranams to revered Swami Tattvavidanandaji Maharaj. I would request now revered Srimad Swami Balabhadranandaji Maharaj, Assistant General Secretary, Ramakrishna Math and Ramakrishna Mission, to kindly deliver the keynote address.
I offer my devoted pranams to Thakur Ma Swamiji, Raja Maharajji, other direct disciples, and to Bhagavan Buddhadev. My respectful pranams to most revered President Maharajji and revered Vice President Maharaj Swami Girishanandaji. My pranams to revered General Secretary Maharaj, who could not be present in person, but whose excellent welcome address we have just heard being read out by Swami Gyanabrotanandaji. My loving namaskars to Swamis Tattvavidanandaji, Gyanabrotanandaji, Satyeshanandaji, Professors Somnath Bhattacharya and Shubhendu Majumdar. My pronouns to other senior monks also, and my loving namaskars and best wishes to my junior brother monks and brahmacharis. And my loving namaskars especially to the members, associates, admirers, and the devotees who are present here or watching us online. We considered the date 1st May 1897 as our first foundation day. Calculating this way, today is the 130th foundation day of Ramakrishna Mission. Swamiji once said that he would set up a machinery which would carry only ennobling ideas to the doors of everybody. He actually meant Ramakrishna Mission together with surely the Ramakrishna Math also. Like a machine, these twin organizations have been working untiringly for the last 129 years for the good of many and for the happiness of many. Bahujano hitaya, bahujano sukhaya cha. Legally speaking, Ramakrishna Math and Ramakrishna Mission are two distinct entities. Math is a trust and the mission is a society. Both were first established as unregistered bodies. Math in October 1886 and the mission in 1897 on this very date. Later, Math got registered as a trust in 1901 and the mission as a society in 1909. But the genesis of both Ramakrishna Math and Ramakrishna Mission can be traced back to much earlier a period. When Sri Ramakrishna had completed all his sadhanas, he had some revelations about himself as well as his divine mission. One of them was this: being an instrument in the hands of the Divine Mother, he would have to found a new order especially fitted for the liberal faiths revealed in his own life. As Swami Sharadanandaji has written this in Bengali biography, জগদম্বার হাতের যন্ত্র স্বরূপ হয়ে তার জীবনে অনুভূত উদার ভাবের ধারক স্বরূপ একটি নবীন সম্প্রদায় তাকে প্রতিষ্ঠা করতে হবে। The Divine Mother also showed him that some very pure young men would come to him as disciples who would be groomed by him into ideal spiritual personalities, and making them the bases and pillars, he would form the future new order. Many people wrongly think that Swamiji founded Ramakrishna Mission being influenced by Western ideals, particularly by the Christian missionaries. But as we have just seen, it was not so. The order owes its origin to the divine will of the Divine Mother, expressed through and to Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna started to form the Sangha since the Dakshineshwar days itself. The disciples started coming to him 6 years after this vision. Slowly but surely, he was knitting the hearts of the young disciples together, even without their conscious knowing. After passing through a brief phase at Shampukur, the Sangha got a tiny, palpable form only at Kashipur, around the deathbed of Sri Ramakrishna. From Holy Badar, we later came to know that at Kashipur, Sri Ramakrishna grew somewhat restless in this regard, because he knew that his days in the mortal frame were numbered. Often he would say to the Holy Mother, "If only I could unite them together before leaving." During his last days, he would often call Naren alone and give him specific instructions regarding the future Sangha. One day, he expressly told Naren in presence of his other disciples, "You are the most intelligent of all. You must love them very much and see to it that they stay together in place and do not go back home. This way, he himself initiated the future Sangha, then handed over the mantle to Swamiji, and Swamiji gave it a concrete shape in later years, following his master's ideals and his express instructions regarding the Sangha, which his master gave to him only. After Sri Ramakrishna's passing away, Swamiji contemplated for 11 long years on those ideas and instructions he received from his Guru about the Sangha. 7 years during his wandering life in India, and 4 years while in the West. Sister Christine reminisces that in 1895 itself, he would talk about his future plans of the organization. He used to say, quote, "First, a large plot of land on the Ganga is to be acquired. On it, there would be a shrine for worship, a monastery for sadhus to stay, and a place where the newcomers would stay for training. They would be taught meditation and all subjects relating to spiritual life, including Upanishads, Gita, Sanskrit, and science. After that, they would be sent out to form new centers, to preach message, and to give relief to people in times of famine and flood, and in any form that was needed." They listened to him with disbelief at that time. Sister Christine writes, "It then seemed almost madness for a mendicant monk to plan such an extensive work. But in later years, we saw it to be carried out in every detail." Even the training center for sadhus came into being after all the direct disciples, including Swamiji and Sister Christine, passed away. Swamiji returned to Kolkata on 19 February 1897, went to Darjeeling for a rest on 8 March. A few of his brother disciples accompanied him to Darjeeling also. There also he would continuously discuss about the future order. To Swami Turiyanandaji he then said, "I will revolutionize the monastic order." He returned from Darjeeling on 28th April and founded the Ramakrishna Mission on 1st May. So this idea of forming an organization never left him, because he had received a clear mandate about it from his Guru, along with his specific, clear instructions. His Western experience only convinced him further of the efficacy of this Sangha. So to give a concrete shape to Sangha-related ideas of Sri Ramakrishna, Swamiji established the Ramakrishna Mission on 1st May 1897. The mott was formed 11 years before this, but so far it was running in an unorganized manner. When the Ramakrishna Mission got established, its basic constitution was framed and its main objectives were specified. With that, the Ramakrishna mott also gradually became structured. While the mott comprises only the monastic members, the Ramakrishna Mission uses the combined efforts of both monks and the householders for its multifarious services. When Swamiji established Ramakrishna Mission 129 years back on this day, he did it at a gathering of both monastics and householder disciples of Sri Ramakrishna. In fact, since its beginning, the Ramakrishna Mission has been a combined movement of monastics and lay devotees. It was Rani Rashmani who had set the stage for Sri Ramakrishna's sadhana by establishing the temple at Dakshineshwar. And Mathur Babu joined her to provide him all necessities for his living so that he could continue his sadhanas undisturbed. They are householders, whereas Sri Ramakrishna was Tyageshwara he Narabara. The first generation of disciples who had gathered around Sri Ramakrishna comprised not only his future monastic disciples like Swamiji and Raja Maharaj, but also the lay disciples like Master Mashai, Balaram Bose and others. Sri Ramakrishna's message also has spread to the world mainly through Swamiji and Master Mashai. One is his foremost monastic disciple and M, the chronicler of the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, in spite of his many spiritual qualities, stayed in the household. We can quote here in our support from the proceedings of the 1980 Convention of Mott and Mission. Swami Bireshwaranandaji was then the president, Swami Bhuteshanandaji was one of the vice presidents, and Swami Hiranmayanandaji was the general secretary. All of them spoke at various sessions of this convention in the same vein on this particular point. Swami Bireshwaranandaji said, I am using this word Sangha in a wider sense. Generally, it is used to denote only the monastic organization. I have used it to include the lay devotees also. Swami Bhuteshanandaji said, Ramakrishna Sangha came into existence at Dakshineshwar itself. In course of time, some of the younger disciples, fired with the spirit of renunciation, became the first group of sannyasis who later on formally founded the Ramakrishna Mott and Ramakrishna Mission. But the Sangha as a whole did not mean, and even to this day, does not mean only the sannyasis and brahmacharis who comprise the monastic order. The householder devotees are also an inseparable part of the great Sangha. Swami Hiranmayanandaji said, it is obvious that in addition to the monastics, the lay devotees are also part of the Sangha as either devotees of the mott or as members of the mission. No doubt, the monastic members form the nucleus and core of the Sangha, but the householders moving in the penumbra of the order in its totality are also part and parcel of the Sangha. So we can say that what the Ramakrishna Mission is today is not only due to the contribution of its monastics, but to a great extent due to its lay members, admirers, and devotees also. Also, there should not be any qualitative difference, so to say, between the ways of life of a true monastic follower of the Sangha and a true lay follower of the Sangha. Both have some common major ideals to follow. As for example, purity should be the ideal of both. Every day to strive for more purity from less purity, mental and physical purity both. Then the tyaga or renunciation, without which God realization or Atma Mukti is never possible. According to Swamiji, renunciation as applicable to monastics and householders alike is to deify this world, jagotke dibbaito kora, to see God in place of man, and the world. To discard the world, Swamiji describes it in his speech on God in every being. To discard the world as world and take it back as God. To change the accustomed look at the world and have a deified relook at it. Japa and meditation, Atma Mukti and Jagadhita, Shiva Jnani Jiva Seva, work is worship, harmony of four yogas. These are all common ideals for both monastics and lay devotees. Regarding harmony of four yogas, Swamiji says, we know that for spiritual progress or spiritual illumination, it is said that you have to ceaselessly contemplate on God like the uninterrupted flow of oil from one pot to another pot. Nirabachinna toilo dharabhat. So, about harmonium four yoga, Swamiji at one place says that unless you combine the four yogas, how can you contemplate on God ceaselessly? So, this nirabachinna toilo dharabhat সাধন করার জন্য আমাদের এই চার যোগটাকে সমন্বিত করতে হবে। তা রামকৃষ্ণ মিশনের একটা প্রধান আদর্শ, আমাদের যে প্রতীক আছে তারও তাৎপর্য হচ্ছে তাই যে আমরা সেই যে হংস বা পরমাত্মা তার দিকে এগিয়ে যাব চারটি যোগকে সমন্বিত করে। ফর মেজরিটি অফ হিউম্যান বিংস দিজ আর দি মোস্ট কনভিনিয়েন্ট পাথ, দি কম্বিনেশন অফ ফোর যোগস। Raja Maharaj used to say, though all this, what they say, were addressed to sadhus and brahmacharis mainly, these are applicable to even the lay disciples. Rajamar used to say, meditate, meditate, meditate and serve his creatures. Mahapurush Maharaj would say, never forget these two things, dedication to God and dedication to helping others. এই দুটোর থেকে যেন কখনো ভুল না হয়, ঈশ্বর পরায়ণতা আর পরার্থ পরায়ণতা। In a conversation with Swami Ishananandaji Maharaj, Holy